Imagine living in a place where watching your favorite movie could change your life forever. Not in a good way. In the worst way possible. There's a country where something as simple as pressing play on a movie can lead to consequences you wouldn't believe. A place where what you watch is more dangerous than what you say. This isn't a story from 100 years ago. This is happening right now, today, in 2026. Welcome to North Korea. In North Korea, there are certain things people aren't allowed to do. You might think, well, every country has rules. And you'd be right, but these aren't normal rules. Let me tell you about something strange. In North Korea, people go to extreme lengths to hide what they're watching. They cover their windows with blankets. They turn the volume down so low they can barely hear it. Some people even hire lookouts, friends who stand outside and warn them if anyone's coming. Why? What could they possibly be watching that requires all this secrecy? The answer is simple, yet shocking. Movies and TV shows from other countries. That's right. In North Korea, watching a foreign film isn't just frowned upon. It's illegal. But here's the mystery that makes this story even stranger. People still do it. Every single day, people risk everything to watch these forbidden films. What makes these movies so special that people would risk so much? And more importantly, what exactly happens if you get caught? Let's go deeper into this hidden world. Picture this. It's late at night in a small apartment in Pyongyang, North Korea's capital city. A family gathers around a small laptop. The curtains are drawn tight. Someone stands by the door, listening for footsteps in the hallway. They're about to watch something forbidden. How did they even get this movie? North Korea doesn't have Netflix. There's no Amazon Prime, the internet that most of the world uses. North Koreans can't access it. Here's where it gets interesting. These films arrive in the strangest ways. Tiny USB drives. SD cards smaller than your thumbnail. Sometimes DVDs. They're smuggled across the border from China, hidden in shipments, or handed off in secret meetings that look like something from a spy movie. These aren't expensive. A USB drive loaded with foreign movies might cost the equivalent of a few dollars on the black market. For many North Koreans, that's a lot of money, but people save up for months just to get one. The most popular content? South Korean dramas, American movies, even YouTube videos from the outside world. But why are these films so dangerous? The answer will surprise you. But first, make sure you click that subscribe button and drop a comment below. Have you ever heard about North Korea's laws before watching this video? Now we need to talk about why this is illegal. In December 2020, North Korea passed a new law. It had a long name, the Law on Rejecting Reactionary Ideology and Culture. But what it really meant was simple. Watching, sharing, or keeping foreign media is now one of the most serious crimes in the country. Before 2020, people could get in trouble for watching foreign films. But this new law made everything much, much worse. Let me give you some numbers, but don't let them just be numbers. These represent real people's lives. If you're caught watching a foreign movie, 5 to 15 years in a labor camp. That's just for watching. If you're caught sharing these movies with others, 15 years to life in prison. And if you're caught bringing these films into North Korea from another country, the punishment can be death. Yes, you read that correctly, death for sharing movies. But here's the twist that makes this even more chilling. The North Korean government doesn't just catch people by accident. They're actively hunting for anyone who watches foreign media. The government has created something that sounds like science fiction, but it's absolutely real. They have special inspection units, teams of people whose entire job is to find citizens watching foreign media. These inspectors can enter homes without warning. They knock on doors at random. They stop people on the street and demand to check their phones right there. But it gets more advanced. North Korea has developed technology that can detect foreign media even when it's hidden. They use devices called spectrum analyzers that can tell if someone is watching an unauthorized channel on their TV. Think, of it like a metal detector, but instead of finding metal, it finds illegal broadcasts. Every electronic device in North Korea, every computer, every phone, every TV, has to be registered with the government. Inspectors carry portable scanners. If they suspect you have forbidden content, they can scan your device on the spot. The surveillance goes even deeper. North Korea created a smartphone app called Red Flag that people must install. It automatically scans your phone for foreign media and sends reports to the government. Some people have found ways around this. They use Chinese phones that don't have the tracking software. But getting caught with an unregistered phone? That's another crime with severe punishment. There's no privacy. There's no safe space. The watchers are always watching. Now we come to the hardest part of this story. The part that's difficult to hear, but necessary to understand. What actually happens to people who get caught? First, let's talk about the labor camps. These aren't like prisons in other countries. Survivors who've escaped describe places where people work 12 to 15 hours a day, doing hard physical labor with barely enough food to survive. People assigned to these camps for watching foreign media often serve their entire sentences. 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, every day working in mines, forests, or farms with minimal rest. But some punishments are even more severe. Between 2021 and 2024, human rights organizations documented something horrifying: public executions of people caught with foreign media. Real executions carried out in front of crowds, specifically to send a message to others. In 2022, a man was reportedly executed by firing squad for smuggling and distributing copies of a South Korean TV show. That show? Squid Game, the same show that became popular worldwide? In another case, a group of high school students received 12 years of hard labor. Their crime? Watching South Korean movies and sharing them with their classmates. These aren't rumors. These are documented cases reported by multiple human rights organizations, defectors who witnessed them, and verified by the United Nations. This is the reality that millions of North Koreans live with every single day. If this story is opening your eyes to something you didn't know before, please subscribe to stay informed about important stories from around the world. Here's the question you might be asking. Why does the North Korean government care so much about movies? The answer reveals something important about how the country works. North Korea is built on strict information control. Citizens are taught from childhood that their country is the best in the world, that outside countries are dangerous, poor, and corrupt, that North Korea's way of life is superior to everyone else's. But then someone watches a South Korean drama. They see modern cities, cars, technology, and people living very different lives. They see Seoul, a city just 120 miles from Pyongyang, where people have freedoms they've never imagined. Or they watch an American movie and see supermarkets filled with food, or YouTube videos showing how people in other countries live. Suddenly, the story they've been told their whole life starts to crack. This is why foreign media is so dangerous to the North Korean government. It's not really about the movies themselves. It's about what those movies represent, the truth about the outside world. Knowledge is power. And in North Korea, the government wants to control all the power. But here's where our story takes an unexpected turn. Despite everything, the laws, the surveillance, the punishments, even the executions, people keep watching. Defectors who've escaped to South Korea report that foreign media was spreading faster than ever before the COVID-19 pandemic, when North Korea sealed its borders even tighter. They estimate that by 2020, somewhere between half to three-quarters of North Korean adults had seen some form of foreign media at least once. That's millions of people, all taking enormous risks. Why? Because for many North Koreans, these films and shows represent something more than entertainment. They represent hope, a glimpse of a different world, proof that other ways of living exist. Some people who eventually escaped North Korea say that foreign media played a role in their decision. Seeing the outside world, even through a screen, made them question everything they'd been taught. It planted seeds of doubt that eventually grew into the courage to flee. One defector described it like this: "The movie showed me that the world my government described didn't exist. That changed everything." So what happens if you watch a foreign movie in North Korea? The answer isn't simple because it depends on many things. Who catches you? What you were watching? Whether you were sharing it with others? Whether this was your first time or if you've been caught before? But the underlying truth is this: you're risking everything, your freedom, your future, possibly your life. And yet, in apartments across North Korea tonight, people will cover their windows, turn down their volumes, and press play. They'll watch stories from worlds they may never see in person. They'll take that risk because the desire to know the truth, to see beyond the walls built around them, is stronger than fear. This is the reality in North Korea in 2026, a place where a simple movie isn't just entertainment, it's an act of rebellion, where pressing play is a revolutionary act. If this documentary opened your eyes to the situation in North Korea, please subscribe to support more eye-opening content like this. And in the comments, let us know, what's one thing from this story that surprised you the most? Your engagement helps stories like these reach more people. Thank you for watching. And the next time you easily choose a movie to watch, remember, there are people in this world who risk everything for that same freedom.